Welcome back, guys. We're back again. Back for a new year of the DawgPound. Whoop, 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 whoop. Everyone's favorite school podcast. What? This year, we're focusing on New Year's, new me's. Chris, what's your New Year's resolution?
It's really bad.
What is it?
I was like, I wanted to get in shape more, because I do a lot of sports, and I was like, I want to get in shape. I literally have not done anything.
I'll share my secret. My New Year's resolution was also to get in shape, and I was really good about going to the gym, but it's hard.
It's really hard
to find the time. Yeah, but I try to.
I consider my practices to be my workout.
You do a lot. You do a lot with band. How's band going this year? What can we look for in the band department?
Not much. We don't have any competitions. We have LGPE coming up. That's our concert band level performance ensemble. It's large performance ensemble placement.
Oh, hey. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, this month we were fortunate enough to have Rocketry and Robotics to interview with us today. This is a 2-part interview. It is very interesting, the stuff they had to say. I didn't really know that much about both of the departments, about Rocketry or Robotics. And it's actually really interesting to hear about the stuff they're doing. I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah, I think it's wild that we even had a Rocketry club. I think that's something we'll learn, that it's very new to FCHS, but I think it's a good step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting.
It is. Well, we're not going to hold your time anymore. Here's those interviews now.
Hello there, my name is Koen Prakash, and I am team captain of the T-Minus Rocketry team.
Yep, I'm DJ. I'm vice captain. I run a lot of the administration stuff.
Well, it's wonderful to have you all on here. So we're just going to be talking about the Rocketry Club and kind of what y'all do around here. Because I would say Rocketry Club is kind of something that's a little less known around Sea House.
Yeah. It's something we started just this year, and we're really excited about it. Forest Central did have a Rocketry team about 5 years ago, so we used a lot of their stuff, letting us cut our budgets a bit. But yeah, it's been great.
To start with, just where we're competing, our Rocketry team currently is competing in the American Rocketry competition. Next year, we are planning to transition into some of the more specific competitions from the National Association of Rocketry, but they're a little bit more complicated, so we decided to start out as a rookie team with the American Rocketry competition.
It's actually really cool. I didn't know there was really competitions for it. What are they like?
It's essentially a competition where a bunch of different teams around the country are competing to launch a rocket with an egg up to an altitude limit or maximum height of 850 feet safely.
Not exactly maximum, but more like the closer you get to 850 feet, the higher your score pretty much. It's like a precision launch thing, not versus high performance is precision performance. So
you're also trying to get it up into the air and down within 44 to 45 seconds. It's, again, a time precision type thing. It's just a bunch of rocket testing and tuning to try and get to that limit.
Yeah, it's quite as I say, it's rocket science. I mean,
yeah.
But
That's really cool, though. Starting it up this year must be kind of hard just to get a new club rolling. Have y'all had any issues making it in?
I mean, making it in hasn't been... I'm not going to say it was as difficult as we assumed. We got really lucky. We found a lot of really engaged, interested kids in rocketry.
Yeah, I would say this team that we've put together this year is one of the best I've worked with. And really, I think the biggest proponent to making this a reality was Ms. Stevenson, our physics teacher. She made this a really easy and seamless process.
Yeah.
Shout out Ms. Stevenson. Just last month, Ms. Stevenson was getting all the love on the podcast. We need to have Ms. Stevenson on.
She's coming back for round 2.
Yeah. But I want to ask, from your starting point to competition, what goes on to just building that rocket?
Usually, you would design a rocket on a simulation software. Mm-hmm. The one we use currently is called Open Rocket.
Yeah.
And you can sort of design a rocket inside of there with a specific paint job and specific sizes and whatever specifications you want in your actual rocket. Mm-hmm. And you can launch it in there as a simulation to sort of test it and get a general design. However, it's not going to be completely accurate.
Yeah.
So after you will have to go and do real life tests and figure out how to vary it in different sort of conditions. Actually, I'll let Coven take care of that and talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, really, the biggest challenge with the rocketry is the fact that not every launch is going to be the same. And, trying to get precision altitude and precision time, it's not going to be the same every time. So what we have to do is we have to launch several times in different weather conditions and try to correlate how our rocket flies with different weather. And that's been a really big challenge for us, solving the physics for all of that. And one thing that our rocketry team came up with that something hasn't been done before with other rocketry teams is the fact that we're trying to go with the air brake approach, which is pretty much flaps on the side of our rocket that can open up when the launch computer tells it to, allowing us to slow down to go exactly 850 feet. That way we can tune for every single launch while we're flying.
Yeah.
And programming that and getting all the physics done for that has been quite the challenge and process for this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's actually really cool, that we're trying something different this year. Has it, y'all have gone to competition so far, right?
So the way the American Rocketry competition actually works is you will have 3 qualification flights, which is essentially you bring in an NAR member and have them serve as sort of a witness, and you will launch 3 times and get a score from that. This can be pretty much any time throughout the year and second semester, and they will send those results to the NAR or the Tark administration, and they'll basically just, if you get a high enough score, you'll get to progress into nationals. And in nationals, you actually get to, I think it was Washington.
It's Washington, D.C. again this year. And just to clarify, the NAR is the National Association of Rocketry, which is running this in cooperation with the AIA. I forgot the full form, but it's aerospace, I believe, something related with that. And and TARC is the Team America Rocketry Challenge, which is the competition name, of course. It's in Washington, D.C. That's how the finals works. And, well, we haven't gone to a competition yet, but we have done some test flights. We've been doing some practices, and I guess we really will only know when the qualification flight time comes in April.
Interesting. We're rooting for you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on to the podcast. This has actually been really cool.
Yeah. Thank you. I definitely, if y'all going to give me the dates, shout it out on here, I'll come.
Yeah.
That seems like so much fun. It's
We'll shout you guys out.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know as soon as we know.
Of course. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all for having us on here.
Welcome to the second part of this 2-part interview with Robotics and Rocketry. We are here with Robotics. What? Chris, take it away.
So, welcome on to the podcast, y'all. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
My name is Rohan. I am the current team captain of the FRC Robotics team.
And my name is Parker. I am the mechanical team lead, so I do all the engineering stuff.
Well, it's wonderful to have you all on here. So first, I just want to kind of, for those people that aren't really in-depth and involved, what kind of does robotics do around here?
FRC is essentially a year-long program in which we take the time to build robots and go to competition. That's our main gist, but outside of that, we go to a lot of outreach events. We kind of teach people about robotics. We talk to people like we are doing right now. It's split up into 2 main parts. We have our off-season, and then we have our on-season. During the off-season, we kind of take the time to train rookies on how to build robots, how to program robots, put together electronics, stuff like that. For the on-season, we go ahead. A game is released from FRC, which is the main organization that's kind of leading us, and we build a robot around said game.
So I know how you mentioned that you're kind of like the team lead, but you're also the mechanical captain, you said?
Yeah.
So how do your all's jobs differ? What do you do more as a mechanical captain?
In general, robotics is kind of split up into a bunch of subgroups. So there's just the team as a whole, and it's broken up into, we have the mechanical team, so all the building, electronics, all that stuff. We have the programming team to actually program the robot, and we have the business team. So Rohan here kind of heads all of that and makes sure that their functions and cycles are continuing, ongoing, and not screwing up, basically. And my job on the team is to make sure the robot actually gets built. So like you said, every year it's a new game. So every team around the world, there's over 3,500 teams, has to sit down when the new game is released and figure out, okay, we have to build a robot to play this game better than anybody else in the world. And so I'm the person that guides the team, all of the rookies, all of the veteran members through figuring out how we want to pick up the game piece or shoot it into a goal or place it on a podium, however the game necessitates. So,
And Voltron. You guys are like Voltron.
Yeah, we do a lot of Voltron in this house, actually.
Yeah.
Do y'all know the game for this year?
Yes, so this year it's a game. In basic sense, you have to take a ring, like a Frisbee-sized Cheerio, and then throw that into a goal that's about 6 feet up from a bunch of distances away. And then you also have to climb your robot onto a chain at the end of the match. And that's basically the sum of the game. A bit an overview of how these games work. It's a 3v3 game. So every match there's 3 robots on one side, 3 robots on the other side, and the highest score wins. And effectively, in this game, you're just trying to score the most of these rings as possible.
Huh. I always thought robotics was more just building robots. Y'all have cool competitions, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said before, something else cool about robotics is that we do a lot of awards and stuff. So in robotics, there's an award called the Impact Award. Essentially what that does is because we go out to like these STEM outreach events and all that stuff, we can get awards to actually qualify for the world's level. So just to backstep a little here, the basics of how robotics leagues kind of work. There's district events, there is the main state event, and then there's worlds. And then there's Einstein's. It's right after Worlds, sort of. Worlds is what most teams want to go to. It's the big event in FRC that occurs at the end of each year. And so what these Impact Awards do is they actually enable you to get to Worlds without actually having to make a sort of quote-unquote competent robot. Yes, you do have to build a robot, but if you do all these outreach events, you can still make it to Worlds and compete and possibly gain even more footing. That makes sort of sense.
I know we see actually like you're talking about doing these like STEM outreaches and stuff. I know I do see a lot of the robotics team on our social medias and stuff, and y'all do seem very, very proficient in what you do. What level do y'all like perform at?
There's a bunch of bad stats that go into that. The worst, like the worst stats of all is we ranked top 5 in the world last year out of the 3,500 teams.
That's the worst?
That's like the we're the best team in the world mindset. Now, more realistic, we're about top 100 last year. Previous years been up and down, but we're hoping to get better this year. So we're having to win the whole thing.
So very good.
Very good.
So moving forward, what are some of the events that people can look forward to? Are y'all still have like a on season, right?
Yeah, right now we're currently in the on season.
Cool.
I think the biggest thing we can probably look forward to, like I said before, we don't know if we're going to make it to Worlds yet. So right now we're kind of looking at state. So we're almost sure we're going to make it into state. Technically, we haven't made it yet, but we're at the point where we should be able to make it. So that is the big event that we're looking forward to currently.
Cool. Do y'all have dates for that yet?
What's the date again?
March 31st.
Yeah,
whatever spring break is.
Oh, cool. March
End of
31st.
End of March.
End of March. Well, we'll make sure that y'all get some publicity for that because that actually sounds like really cool. It's cool to know that like robotics isn't just building robots. It's like really cool competitions. I think it's been fun. Learning about more like of the technical like clubs or the teams that we have at the school. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Again, thank you so much to Rocketry and Robotics for those lovely interviews.
It's really interesting to hear from them.
It is really interesting to hear from them. But we're going into the month of February, the month of love.
Ooh.
What? Do you have any big plans for the month of February?
My birthday,
Your birthday? When's your birthday?
February 20th.
We'll make sure to shout that out on the podcast next month. Chris's birthday. How old will you be turning?
18.
18. Fun 18. Legal adult moment. Oh my gosh.
Taxes.
Yeah.
Voting.
Voting.
The draft.
Yeah, draft. But there's fun things that happen at age 18. You can get a lotto ticket. I got a lotto ticket on my 18th birthday, yeah. I think I won like $5.
Oh, so you did win something.
I won like a little bit. It's fun. But the month of February also has a couple big things happening. The Thriftaganza for Dress for Success is happening next month, so make sure to start looking through your closets now to look for any business casual attire. Also next month is the Prom Fashion Show. Come out and support local boutiques and things like that, and come see your friends walk the runway.
I'm really looking forward to that.
You really looking forward to it?
Yeah, last year I went. It was really interesting to see like all the really like interesting ideas in fashion that we had going on.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I went to it with a friend. I wasn't really thinking I would be into it. More so went, but like it was really cool.
The technical stuff that DECA puts into the Prom Fashion Show, it's
is.
something you can't miss. If you're in town for Forsyth County, please come check that out. We love supporting our Prom Fashion Show in DECA. Well, that's it for the month of January. Thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you so much to Rocketry and Robotics for coming out and talking to us. See you next month for the month of love.
Ooh. And have a great
Bulldog Day. Ruff.
This podcast was brought to you by Central Studios. Show producer Jason Hanline, show host Chris Van Martyr and Nikki Melendez, show editor Braden Hobbs. Special thanks to Rocketry and Robotics Club.